What's happening, people? I'll tell you what's happening. Nout. That's the problem. And that's why we're here. This deadline day live stream was in hope of celebrating at least one bloody signing. But we've started early. Deadline closes in an hour, 11 p.m. What's the point in waiting? Because now it's happening. We're not going to sign anyone, so there's no point in waiting around, people. Let's just get to bed a bit earlier. But I'll tell you what we'll do for now. We'll rant away. I want to get your thoughts in the chat. Loads just tuned in already. And this is well needed. Well needed for the deadline day. Because hasn't been good, has it? I honestly don't know where to start with some people. I don't know where to start, right? What I'll get out of the way first. I'll get this out of the way first before we'll go rant mode. Matty, do you read the chat? Yes, I do. Says hello there. Got a picture of Dummett. Funny enough, he's probably going to be our only signing when he gets announced as a free agent next week. Yeah, we'll get to the chat towards the end. I see there's loads of comments already. Big everyone up who's tuned in. Please do subscribe and like if you haven't done so already. So, disclaimer, before I get into rant mode and the realist mode, as I always am, listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat things at all. Definitely not going to do that. I'm sorry to you lot, because throughout the whole transfer window, I've tried to be on the club side or be positive and be level-headed. Throughout this whole summer, I've said reserve judgment until Friday at 11 o'clock. Well, I haven't got until Friday at 11 o'clock. I can't be arsed anymore. I'll give it until Friday at 10 o'clock because I know it's going to happen in the next hour. So I've reserved judgment until deadline day. I even got a little bit excited earlier at the thought of Anthony Elanga signing. This is what's happened. I was getting excited over Anthony Elanga. Decent player, improves us, but that's where it got to. And like I said, throughout the whole summer, I've been saying to you lot, stay patient, stay calm, have faith in Eels, have faith in Mitchell. Mitchell's the man. Mitchell's got a great track record over there at Spurs, at Southampton, overseas. Yeah? So I've been saying that to you lot for weeks on end, right? I've been saying it, and I apologise again. I said Marquis was going to get done. That's what I got told. That's what I thought wholeheartedly. Never mind sources, you know, Heinz and Nando's, Peri Peri, Mio Ketchup. Didn't care. I just, definitely thought that was happening. I think everyone thought it was happening. All these journalists and reporters were also saying it was happening. Sky Sports were saying it was close. Sky Sports said on Tuesday night, even when he played in the Cup, that they expected a deal to be done, agreement to be reached before Friday's deadline. 70 million, to be fair. I'm glad we avoided that, but I've had Palace fans having a go at me, saying, oh, you're in the mud now, you've been mugged off. We are being mugged off, but you've mugged yourselves off by turning down 70 million for a 40, 50 million max player. So you've mugged yourself off there. Yeah, you're never going to get that offer again. He's got 2 years left in his contract. He's probably going to replace Van Dijk at Liverpool for 20 million next year. So you mugged yourself off. Parish has mugged himself off. Parish has kept a hold of him, their captain. Fair play to him. But for what? For a mid-table finish. Good luck, yeah? Good luck. And I tell you what, they have pulled our pants down. They've had our life. They've had our absolute life. Because for a few weeks now, we've spent all our attention and focus on one player. And Eddie Howe this morning saying we haven't just had eggs in one basket. We've had a few offers. We've had a few players on the table. Have we? Who have you been trying to sign, like? We've been trying to sign a few centre-backs. If it's not Marquis, who have we been trying to sign? We've been trying to bring out John Terry out of retirement. Or trying to get Cafu back. What we've been trying to do? How we're trying to be saying a few players. I can tell you what, although what's happened to Malik Chow for Tomori? Palace have rubbed it in my face again. They've ended up getting Chalobah on loan. I would have took Chalobah on loan. Decent young prospect from Chelsea. I would have took him on loan. We've got Emil Kraft playing there. He's 30-odd. He costs £2.50. He's Swedish. Yeah? Swedish international. He's a right back. And he's playing centre-back. Shaw comes back, who's again in his 30s, gets injuries. There we go. We're playing a right centre-back at centre-back. Fucking hell, man. Honestly, it's a mess. An absolute mess. But what was I going to say? I was trying to start off with the positives. And the positives are all right. Hear me out on the positives. Okay? Clearly, the positives are keeping a hold of our star players. All summer long, all year long, to be honest. There's talks of Bruno going to Man City. Release clause here, release clause there. We kept Bruno. He's now the captain. Fantastic. That's a huge positive. Anthony Gordon. Head was turned at a move to Liverpool, apparently, is what everyone's saying. Arsenal, we've linked with him. There was even reports today that he was in London. Kept a hold of him. Great. Fantastic. Isak, obviously, one of the best strikers in the world for me. One of the best strikers in the Premier League. If he stays fit, he's going to be right up there with the top goal scorers yet again. Amazing. Kept a hold of him. After that, the good news pretty much dries out, to be honest with you. I will say that's a good window on keeping those players. It's a bad window on not being able to sell players. It's a bad window going into this new season with the same right wingers that we had before COVID existed. Before there was a national, global, pandemic lockdown, when we had Ryan Fraser, he's actually left today, Almiron and Jacob Murphy as the right wingers. We've still got Murphy and Almiron as our wingers. So how can we start a 2024-2025 campaign with Jacob Murphy and Miguel? And I've stuck with Jacob Murphy a lot. I think he's a good player. He works hard. He loves it. 5 goals in pre-season. Mint. Almiron on the other hand, unless it's Halloween and it's a good 9 games, he doesn't play well. He has a good little purple patch. He kind of touch the bar with his right foot. Cannot score from 2 yards out with an open goal. So yeah, same right wingers from about 5-6 years ago under Rafa Benitez, before even Steve Bruce was manager. Eddie Howe's working with the same right wingers from then. So that is berserk. Obviously, the centre-back position was needed to strengthen before Shaw got suspended, before Shaw is inevitably going to pick up an injury, being past 30 now, before we get the return of Sven Botman, even Jamal Lascelles. Honestly, I fully expect the club to announce Paul Dummett back. He's maybe going to Portsmouth for Rat Ritchie. I think he'll be hanging on now. I think he'll come back to Newcastle. Genuinely think Paul Dummett will resign and they'll make a fuss out of it. Fucking hell. So, not strengthen the right wing, not strengthen the centre-back, and having ambitions of being number one. That's what PIF said, and we know PSR has ruined that. Eddie Howe said it in his press conference today. PSR hasn't killed the dream, but it's prolonged the dream. That's what he said. Delayed it. The dream is still alive, he said, Eddie Howe, but it's going to take a lot longer than PIF and us hope for because of all the new rules and regulations of PSR. And because we can't sell players. So we've still got Miggy here because he didn't want to leave. Even later on the day, apparently we were offering him plus cash to Forest for Elanga. That didn't materialise. Nobody wants Almiron. America want him, but then Miggy doesn't want to go. Or America can only afford to offer him $7.50 in a Dunkin' Donut. Well, can I get rid of him? He doesn't want to go into Saudi Arabia. Doesn't like it. Too hot. Too much sand. Doesn't want it. They were the only team that was paying good money for him. Class Miggy. So he's still here. I'm actually pleased, right? I've changed my mind on this one. I'm not one to flip-flop, but I've changed my mind on Trippier. I said sell him at the start of the window. Again, people will be honest as ever. You can go back in the videos and whatever. I thought, get rid of Trippier. He's on the decline. His performances last season, all the off-the-field antics. But if no offer, which it didn't, come in for 15 million plus, which, this time last week, Trippier was handling transfer requests, apparently, playing with the under-21s. Now he stays, and I'm pleased with it because I think he's had a good run in the team the last couple of games, especially against Forest. That leadership. He's announced his retirement from England. I don't mind Trippier staying at all now, to be honest with you, because we're not going to invest it anyway. What's the point? And the other right back we had, Harris Nashby, they don't even trust regardless, because he's went to Queen's Park Rangers today on loan. So the two deadline day moves, people, that's of note, is that Ryan Fraser has had his contract mutually terminated by the club. He's now permanently joined Southampton, where he was on loan last year. And Harris Nashby has been on loan to QPR. Anyone else? Yeah, it's not of any note. Bit like our bastard signings, because the only signings we've had is Asula, and I'm not going to hate on Asula. How can I? He's a young lad. I hope that the coaching staff can get the better out of him, but as it stands, Asula for 10, 12 million, never scored a Premier League goal in his life. Third try striker, though, I don't mind it, because it's young, he can learn off Isaac Wilson, I don't mind it. So Asula, but again, it's not inspiring. Next in the pecking order, we'll get through Lewis Hall, because that was 28 million that was agreed last summer. I'm not counting that. Yeah? Lewis Hall played for us last year. We all knew he was signing permanently. So I'm not having that as like, well, we're saying Lewis Hall. No. Next up, John Ruddy. I've joked about John Ruddy all season. I was putting out captions saying John Ruddy's pre-season mags. It's not the time to joke anymore. The transfer window is shut and we are fucked. So John Ruddy, he's touching 40 years old. He's playing in League One last year. I mean, he's never going to really going to play. He's pretty much a coach. But again, this is our transfer window. Next up, another goalkeeper. And by the way, what happened to the goalkeeper meant to be signed today? All the reports this morning did a video on it. Another fucking waste of time. Saying that James Trafford was going to sign. Didn't get that one done, apparently. How can't we even sign Burnley's goalkeeper? How can't we get a deal for Burnley's goalkeeper done? 20 million? So, we've got Odysseas Vladidomas. Yeah? Got him in. Just for PSR. Just to combat Stellan Anderson. And this is how the window absolutely reeks. Because we ended up getting rid of our two youngsters. I tell you what, would have been alright, wouldn't it? If we had kept Minter. Because then at least we would have had a right winger. So, you sell Minter. And you sell the Geordie Maradona, Eddie Anderson. Both for 30, 40 million. And you don't replace them. And then you get Lloyd Kelly on a free. And I believe that is all our business. Lloyd Kelly's already, listen, free. Premier League experience. Play a centre-back and play a left back. Is he going to get your top six? No. Is he going to really win you a cup? No. Are we going to get top six this season? I tell you what, I did a mad old prediction at the start of the season here with my £1 million predictor through odds checker, and I had us to finish third. I must have had one too many of these, thinking we're going to finish third. I tell you why I thought we were going to finish third, because I thought we'd make 2 to 3 big signings that would help the start 11. Well, 2. I thought we'd sign Gahey, and I thought we'd sign the Florentino ringer Fernandez. Is it? I forgot his name now. It's been that long. Or a Madueke on loan. And I thought them two could really push us for Champions League. Yeah, being optimistic, saying we get third, but, slot at Liverpool, how's it going to go? Nobody knows. Looking good, though. Getting Kaiser on 10 million as well. Could do with him, couldn't we? And then, obviously, Man United under Ten Hag. I don't rate Man United at all, but at least they've made signings. They've went for it this window. Have they not? They have spent. They have spent. They've done it again the day. 50 odd million on the midfielder. Gosh, day. There you go, that. So, I'd like to revise my predictor, please. And I would now have us at 7th. Because Chelsea are looking alright, and Chelsea are making good moves and all, to be honest with you. If Chelsea get Sancho in now, I think you'll do well there. Again, I know it's the wages and everything, but things like Sancho on loan, Sterling on loan, we should at least be putting a fucking ring in the hat. Hat in the ring, whatever the bastard saying is. We should be in and amongst it. We should be trying. Where's the effort? A whole summer long, and all we've done is wasted 3.5 weeks trying to get Mark Gahey, who Palace never wanted to sell, and then we've wasted a full deadline day trying to get Alanga, who Forest didn't want to sell. Hey, my days. So yeah, devastated, really, because it's not just me saying 7th on a whim here. It's me saying 7th because you look around the teams next to us who are strengthening. Yeah, West Ham United, brilliant window. Brighton, Hove Albion, very good window. Even Tottenham saying a couple of youngsters, good window. Villa, good window. Everyone has had a better window than us, including the newly promoted sides. Southampton signing Aaron Ramsdale, that's a top signing. Teams like that. Forest getting Ward-Prowse on loan. Where's that here with John Ruddy? It's gonna be. I'll tell you what. How's gonna have to work miracles, and everyone's worried. And everyone's going on social media as well, frustrated and devastated, because I think they're seeing it as well, where the ambition hasn't been met or the chance to improve hasn't been there. We had the opportunity just to make even one signing, finally getting Gahey or any other decent centre back or any decent right winger. You've seen my excitement earlier at even getting Alanga, who's just a good player. I just thought Eddie Howe might make him better. Even that gave us a bit of hope and thought, oh, well, you know how it is. At least he gets in the starting 11. He's probably going to get more assists than Almiron, so it's a plus. And we can't even get that. We kind of get one player in that comes into that starting 11. The best thing out of this summer window is Sandro Tonali coming back. Pardew special, like a new signing. That is genuinely the only good thing that happened this summer. Honestly. Oh, but Adidas is back. Yeah? Get your fancy kits. Down to the stack. Have a good time. Why can't we sign players? The 70 million was there. So it's total naivety and shocking business to not go and invest that and to wait until deadline day to think, oh, you know what it is? I might spend 35 million on that and Anthony Elanga. I might get a right winger now. Yeah, actually, some of that money we could spend. What the hell, man? What's going on? How can we get... The thing is now, Sky been saying it all day, Newcastle working tirelessly behind the scenes. Who's working tirelessly, like? Who's working tirelessly? I'd love to know. It must just be the grass cutters. It must just be the tea lady. Because there's Mitchell and Eels and that must be fast asleep. There's nobody there yet. Still working at... Let's just check my phone, see if I've missed anything. Is anything happening? I fucking doubt it, because I'm sure the chat would have mentioned it. No, Ryan Fraser's just left. That is still the only thing. So what is happening? We need a speech, man. We need an interview with Eels and Mitchell tomorrow. Because Eddie Howe today, and rightfully so, listen, now that it is closing and we've got the squad we've got to back them. War flags, I'm looking forward to the Tonali display on Sunday against Spurs, and we've got to back them. But Eddie Howe's asking for the fans to unite and everything, and definitely with me as well, of course. But at the same time, we've got to have clarity on this, and we've got to have transparency, because for me, they're having a laugh, they're taking the piss. They are. You can't be saying to me, well, you know, PSR. So small pool of players, really. Small pool of players in PSR. So you're telling me there's not one right winger in the world of football that is better than Miguel Almiron that Newcastle could sign for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 million pounds that we've got sitting there. We're trying to get Elise at the start of the window. I was buzzing. I tell you what, I didn't think we'd get Elise, but it showed intent and it showed the direction I thought and hoped we were going in. If we can't get Elise, I'm sure enough the second, third, fourth choice is still going to be better than Almiron. And we end up with E1. Centre back, when Shaw gets suspended, yeah, we definitely need to sign someone now. If we didn't want to already, and we didn't think, get Gay in, how has it took this long? This window we've seen Amanda and Murdad leave. We've seen Mitchell come in. We've seen Eddie Howe have a rant worse than mine right now in Germany at the Adidas headquarters. I see what a lot of people are saying online about it doesn't look good. Something's up behind the scenes. I don't want to really, I guess, believe that, because it's terrifying, but it isn't looking good in terms of what Howe was saying at the time with, and he was asked again this today in the press conference, how is the dynamics working? Are you happy at the job? Because in Germany, he was saying people need to know the boundaries. People need to know the dynamics. We need to get things right, things working. I don't think anyone's got the dynamics right. I don't think anybody's working together. Because I tell you what, bring back Amanda, because it worked well when she was here. In the Prime documentary, she's grabbing her arse off, getting Anthony Gordon signed. Eddie Howe was like a step-in director of football at this point. That worked. We're saying Isaac, we're saying Bruno and that. Fucking sound. What we're giving Mitchell a wage for. And to be honest, I've said it all summer. Give him time, and I still want to give him time, because one positive I will spin on this is that surely it has to get better. It can't get any worse, can it, in January? Surely we'll spend some money in January. Am I being too optimistic already? Am I speaking too soon? Let us know. But we've got to be spending money in January. 2025 is going to be better than 2024. It just has to be. Because you've got to remember, last January we didn't do now, did we? When we were going through a massive injury crisis, we couldn't even get Calvin Phillips in on loan, which we avoided. That was actually a massive plus, to be fair, with how bad he was at West Ham. But the point remained is that somehow it was like Mike Ashley Chowdhury days, where we couldn't get a midfielder in on loan. I don't understand why we're not optimising the Saudi market. Our owners own the Saudi team that is just signing Ivan Toney, that is dishing out 600 grand a week wages to people. Fucking send them here. When that Saudi league closes, send them here. Give her a little 3-month loan, 6-month loan. We've got to be making the use of this, man. We've got to be making the use of this. But in 2025, in January, we've got to spend, surely. If Howe somehow manages to perform a miracle and get us anywhere near the top 5, then he has to be backed. But I could have said that last week, last month, 3 months ago in May, because he should have been. He should have been backed. I kind of blame, unless it's, and I see people mention this, oh, well, it's Howe who wants the English players. It's Howe who only wants Gay, Tristan Mitchell to try and find a gem from abroad. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah. But for me, how can it be under much pressure at all this year? Because what can you expect with the squad we've got? We're playing Emil Kraft. He cost about £2 million years ago. He's a right back playing at centre back. Dan Burns joining him as his partner. We've still got Murphy and Almiron as the wingers. Isak gets injured. We're relying on Usula, a kid from Sheffield that's never scored a goal in the Premier League. Because Callum Wilson's going to come back for 20 minutes, score a brace and be out for 4 months. So what's the point? Gordon gets injured. Barnes is there. Then who's on the right? Who's on this side? We're a couple of injuries away from an absolute shit show. We're a couple of injuries from a disaster. And it's the same again with Nick Pope. Nick Pope got injured last year. Step in Martin Dubravka. He's still here. Dubravka and Vladidomos were both meant to be leaving, and they're both still here. Vladidomos can't get on the bench. He must be terrible. Dubravka's really old now and been here for years and was crap last year. And then there's John Ruddy and Mark Gillespie. Oh my God. But January comes round, which, as Travis is saying there, it's always a notoriously difficult window to do business in. There's the excuse lined right up straight away. I think the summer of 2025, that'll be the transformative one, won't it? That'll be the transformative one. Yeah? Can't wait for that. Roll on this time next year, deadline day. Wonder where we'll be. It's a scary thought. Because a lot of people are saying, well, enjoy this season because it's the last of Bruno, it's the last of Isak, because these players will leave without Champions League football. And I tend to agree. And I'm not going to sit here and blame Bruno Guimaraes for wanting to leave if he hasn't even got Europa League football. And even then, is he happy with Europa League? It was a huge window for Newcastle. And we have hugely failed. Catastrophically failed, to be honest with you. I'd rate this window 2 out of 10. Drop your ratings in the comments. 2 out of 10 for me. 2 out of 10. Because I don't even know why I'm giving it a 2. Just for the players that have stayed. Keeping Bruno, keeping Isak, keeping Gordon. 2 or 3 out of 10. 9 on the signings. Does Lloyd Kelly improve it? Yeah, he's probably better than... Well, he is better than Paul Dummett, isn't he? Who left? Matt Ritchie, who left. Great. I don't expect anything from him. He's just a good Premier League player. I'm not going to put any trees up. Ruddy, Vladidomos, Sula. Fucking hell. Yeah, bad. Lots of zeros in the chat there. 0 out of 10. But sorry if that cough was really loud. I've been under the weather since Forest away. That's why I'm sinking the paints to get through this. I just look and I think how have we got ourselves in this position where we haven't strengthened any of the start 11 again, because we didn't do it in January. Even last year when we got Champions League, we're buying for the future. So we can all blame Mitchell and stuff now. We can all blame the turnaround and the reshuffle of the hierarchy. But last summer when Dan Ashworth was in there and we were signing players for the future. Lewis Hall didn't technically sign until this year. Didn't get a game for about 9 months because Howe didn't trust him because he wasn't ready because he's young. Tino Livramento, same on that side. Trips was starting every week, captain. That was 70 million, a bit more on that on fullbacks that didn't really play. Apart from the odd game, and when Tino did come in the Champions League and stuff, he did well. But they didn't come at the start 11. They weren't signing Tino was like, bang, you're starting. Even now, it's up for debate after Tino and then Trippier's bit of resurgence and he's staying. What else did we do last summer? Harvey Barnes injured, unlucky. But even with Harvey Barnes coming in, he wasn't starting either because Gordon was getting started on the left. So, and then obviously all the hope and the big bucks, 55 million of it, landed at Sandro Tonali's feet, and we end up getting a 10-month ban. So he's like a new signing. He's the only good thing. Honestly, the only thing that made me happy on the other night was the return of Sandro and how good he was. in the crowd, the atmosphere, brilliant. Winning that penalty shootout, but honestly, man, this is a really worrying time, to be honest, because it shows if what's been said is true about PSR and the way the club are pushing that at us, saying that that's the reason and all that. Then how does this change unless another 3 years? This doesn't change for years, by the way. I'm hoping 2025 is going to be better, but it's unless we sell a big player. Because other teams are selling players. Listen, the teams that are strengthened around us have sold players. Brighton have spent loads of money, but they sold all the stars for big money, haven't they? Even Villa sold, Douglas Luiz this year to strengthen. Chelsea have sold over 150 million of talent, so they can keep spending money. So, aye. But with next year, when you look at it and you think, is it going to be this going forward? Is this the way every transfer window is going to look now at Newcastle United until we somehow bring in major revenue streams? Because we've got Adidas now, we've got Seller, we went to Japan, went to Australia for a fucking game, went to Australia for a night. we finished the game at Brentford, we went to Australia for a weekender, 24-hour sesh. What the hell, man? We flew across the world to play a game against Tottenham when anyone wanted to be there, getting slapped up by the All-Stars. A-League All-Stars, fucking crikey, mate, getting slapped up off them, playing the kids for money, grow the fan base. How is that working out? We can't even get Anthony Langa. Honestly, man, it's blowing my mind. This, it really is that we'll put the bid in for Alicia at the start of the window, 60, 70 mil. We'll put the bid in for Gay, 70 mil. How we haven't had that reserve option there of a tap sober if somebody lined up. Because this is going to send... Well, as we've seen it. I mean, it's not just me. I'm not ranting for the sake of it. I can't be asked to do this at fucking 10:30 at night on a Friday night. I want to look forward to Tottenham. I want to look forward to the season. And I still am. I'm still going to be optimistic. But, you're going to talk about it now on deadline day. And you can see it all over social media. And even the journalists and the reporters are tripping in saying, wow, this is a shocking window. This is terrible. This is a failure. Everyone's saying it. Everyone's saying it. Because if you're not saying it, you've got your head buried in the sand, mate. You really have. Because there's no way in hell you can come out of this window and be like, wow, that was good. Happy with that. And listen, we can all still be happy. Disclaimer, we can all still be happy and appreciative of PIF, the Saudis for taking over. We haven't got Mike Ashley anymore. At least we've got a bit of something. We had Champions League. We've been to a cup final. Problem is, we've had that. We've had this ambition of being number one talked about on a documentary that's been beamed across the world on Amazon Prime. But we're not making any signings. So how does that ambition match up? I'm telling you what I see happening now. I'm going to come with it. It's going to be a big statement, so prepare yourself. And there's nearly 1,300 people watching live. Love you all. Thanks very much. Please do subscribe to the Magpie channel if you haven't already, and drop a like on this video. Right? Thank you. Because I'm not going to get any monetization off this because I've swore throughout the whole lot. So the least you can do is hit subscribe. Yeah? Cheers. And you're going to be prepared for this big statement that's coming next. And let us know what you think about it in the chat. The new stadium is coming. The new St. James's Park will be happening. That is the only way that we get around this. It is the only way that we get around PSR. I'm telling you now, we will not have a transformative window until we increase the revenue streams tenfold. And the only way of doing that is to build a new stadium. And the Saudis will be all over it because that is what they would have wanted from day dot. They'll want a brand new, shiny, mega, super stadium to showcase to the world, to show off to everyone. Look at how much money we've got. Look at how much we can splash the cash and flex our muscles. How about this 70,000, 80,000 seater stadium in Newcastle upon Tyne? What do you think of that? And by the way, what do you think when Sam Finer gets announced here? And Anthony Joshua fights here? And the New York Giants NFL team plays here? And the fucking Los Angeles Lakers are shooting 3-throws from the Gallagher end? That's what's going to be happening. And Shakira's going to be here. Beyonce is going to be here. Yeah? Oasis. Wonderwall. It's all going to be happening at the new St. James's Park. I'm telling you now, this new stadium will be getting built. We are close to a feasibility study being announced where they will decide whether or not the current stadium gets expanded or a new purpose-built stadium gets built. The problem with expanding the current St James Park is that you can't do it big enough to have a financial impact. You can stick another 8,000 on the Gallagher. You can stick a new 3,000 here. You can maybe get the stadium capacity up to even 65,000, an extra 10 to 12,000 on what it is now. That isn't really going to hit the pockets very well. That isn't really going to appease financial fair play. It isn't really going to make much of a benefit or a change to the transfer window. It's not going to increase your margins or the revenue by enough impact. Tell you what will, though, that brand new stadium of 70,000 plus that can host all these different events, concerts, sporting events, you name it, that will change. That will boost. And then guess what, people? There'll be hospitality sections all over the gaff. This lounge, sponsored by such and such. Come and have a 3-course meal here and listen to Rob Lee as he pours you a brown ale, sponsored by such and such. This is brought to you by, you get the idea, right? So it's going to be non-stop, all of that, and that's the way it's going to go. And there'll be new sponsors, new hospitality, all of that. And that will be your financial fair play and PSR loophole. And that, until that is built, get used to these windows. Unless you're selling a Bruno, unless you're selling an Isaac and you're making 100 million plus, which you can then spend 3 times the amount of that, then you aren't going to see any transformative windows, in my opinion. Because you kind of get away with it. Unless the club are going to take the hit on potential charges, Man City style, unless they're going to take a hit on potential points deductions, Everton style, then you're not going to see it. This is the way it's going to be. And that's what's going to happen, in my opinion. And then you're going to see a brand new training ground. Then you're going to see a brand new training ground being built as well. They have spent millions on that current training ground just because it was embarrassing. It was an absolute cesspit. It was like a B&Q from 1997. It was like a primary school that had been blitzed in Chernobyl that needed revamped, and they've done that. Because bringing players like Sandro Tonali, remember him getting shown around the little gym, man. I've seen better gyms in the Merit Centre. I've seen better gyms in industrial parks than the one in the training ground that we had in Benton. Sandro Tonali came from AC Milan. He was scratched. Remember that video? And he got shown around the place? Is this it? Other players, man. Trippier coming from Atletico Madrid. Leicester, Spurs, Sunderland, Middlesbrough. These have all got, or did have, better training grounds than us. Thankfully, we've improved that one now. Fair play to the owners for doing that. However, still not to the industry standards. It's still not to where it needs to be. And you will see that. You will see a brand new training ground built. You will see it sponsored by a company that will pay you 15 million a season. And again, that goes into PSR. It's all the loopholes, all the things that'll be working out behind the scenes, because you'll see it. Liverpool, their training ground is sponsored by AXA. Completely different sponsor to the front of shirt, the sleeve sponsor, whatever. They're just a training ground sponsor, and that's it. And then they'll be on the bibs and stuff as well. There's an extra 15, 20 million a year. Mint. We might actually be able to sign a fucking centre-back. That's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. So strap yourselves in for that and let us know what you think. But on the new stadium thing, I've did loads of videos on stadiums, potential expansions, ideas, locations for new stadiums, so you can check them all out on the channel. Ideally, you'd want to just expand the current stadium and keep that heritage and the memories there. But it's not going to be possible. So what's going to happen is that new stadium. And at the end of the day, that's just the way the world's gone, I'm afraid. That's just the way football's gone. And I suppose if we're going to want to compete, you're going to have to be up there. You're going to have to be up there. There's no user saying in the chat, just a quick look through there on the what you think about the new stadiums and that. Cheers, that one, Adam. Cheers, cracking. Need bigger commercial deals, blah, yeah. That's it. What are you drinking? Guinness, mate? Drinking Guinness. I'm going to have drink lots of it as well. Shakira, Shakira. Cheers, people. There's too many comments going in to even keep a hold of them, but let's just have a quick look because the window closes in 24 minutes. So we don't want to miss out on any potential deals, do we? So let's just have a quick check. Yeah, nothing. So nothing at all. That's why I start the stream at 10 o'clock. What the hell is the point of waiting until 11? Why would we wait until 11 o'clock? Because the deadline for Newcastle may as well have been fucking last week. We should have had the deadline on Gay for ages, man. For ages. Absolutely ages. But listen, my thoughts on the transfer window is, yeah, we've failed massively. To not improve our start 11 is shambolic. Very poor, very badly organised, and a complete mismatch. I think to blame the whole PSR thing, but not even get a loan in. Liam saying there's Zaha, Leon. I'd have took Wilfred Zaha. Chalobah at Crystal Palace. I would have took Crystal Palace. So it's things like that where you talk about PSR and that, but is that not a possibility for us? Like, can we not get Sterling, Sancho? I know the wages are high. Can we try and get an agreement? Try and do something? Nah, belter. We've obviously struggled massively this summer. The thing that's affected us beyond doubt as well is not getting rid of the Deadwood. We've managed to get rid of Fraser at the last minute there, terminated his contract. Arnold Schwarzenegger sentence, Judgment Day, never mind deadline day. But you're Hayden. I haven't heard now to him yet. Aye? Almiron, never gone. Even other players that were linked with moves that nobody wants. Everyone's saying, why don't we just sell him on for 20 million quid? No one wants him. Charlotte wanted to pay £9 million. FC Charlotte, no one wants him, man. Your Trippier's, he requested a move last week, according to reports. No one's going to pay good money for him. He's 34 years old soon. Callum Wilson, injured. Obviously, no one's going to want him. Fringe players, now that Tonali and stuff's back. Sean Longstaff, no one wants him. No one's going to pay in for him. Lascelles, injured. Matt Target, nobody wants Matt Target. It's not FIFA 15. He's on 100 grand a week. We're kind of get rid of these players. Dubravka, nobody wants him. Vladidomos, no one's ever even heard of him. So it's not easy. It hasn't been easy. And it's not going to be easy for Freddie Howe. I don't think anything has helped this summer. It's been a constant barrage of distracting disruptment, to be fair. Ever since the Euros ended and we went off to Germany at that Adidas headquarters, and I was thinking, you know what? This is going to be good now. Yeah. Club football's back. It's debating going to Japan. There he went. I was thinking this is going to be good. Yeah. At least he's linked. He's gone now, right? Well, we'll spend some money. We'll strengthen. Yeah, we're going to go for it again this year. We are back. Adidas is back. We've got the 3 stripes. Got the Champions League money. Lost the final of the Euros. Southgate leaves. And then Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is linked with the job. And that, I don't care what anybody says. And let us know if you think I'm wrong, obviously. And give us your opinion in the chat. But that hasn't helped at all. At all. There's got to be a part where Eddie Howe's at least thinking about England. Tempted? Maybe not. I truly believe he's happy at Newcastle, invested in the project, loves it here, and wants to stay and wants to build on what's been happening. But you can't say that England job isn't like a big factor and a big dream of his. So that hasn't helped. Then he came out with this mad old interview saying, about boundaries and I've got to be happy in me role and all that. That wasn't a good sign at all. Mitchell settling in, Bunce comes in and let's remember why Bunce was appointed, by the way. Literally brought in by Mitchell as a pal from his Monaco days. And I don't think they've took that well. I don't think Tyndall, Graham Jones and Eddie Howe have took took it well, the appointment of the likes of a Bunce. Just my opinion. Just how I'm seeing it. Not that I know of anything at the club. I'm not trying to be in the know or trying to see who such and such who serves out the blueberry muffins on a morning at the training ground told me they all hate him. Not saying that, right? I'm just saying, for me, they look at that and they think, why has Bunce been brought in? Oh, because of all the cock-ups last year. Oh, because of all the injuries. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, Bunsen, he's very hands-on as well. Apparently, he's constantly there at the training ground, watching from the sidelines. So him watching training, taking notes of things, I think they feel maybe a bit undermined by that. That Bunce lingering there, thinking, "Oh, he got that wrong. He shouldn't have played when he played." Which you all know, by the way. The Sven Botman injury was an absolute shit show. How he was continuing to play throughout, even in that game where he went down and came back on. He shouldn't have been on the first place. So there's moments like that where everything's being questioned. Everything's got pressure on it now. Everything's got scrutiny on it. That hasn't helped. Mitchell coming in didn't help either. Eddie Howe liked the way it worked. Eddie Howe was, he's that much of a workaholic. He keeps on saying, I can focus on coaching now. But when he was kind of hands-on and making moves and had the options of who he wanted to sign and he was involved in negotiations, I think Howe liked that. Because, Howe is there from fucking dawn till dusk. Like, he absolutely loves it, man. Now that he's had that power taken away, now that he's had it away from his nephew as well. Andy Howe is his nephew. He was very much involved in the scouting and transfer negotiations since the takeover, since Howe was appointed. That dynamic's changed. Those positions have changed. I don't think they've changed for the good in terms of people being settled. I think it hasn't worked. I don't think Howe likes it. I don't think. But it's going to take time. Listen, like I said before, surely 2025 is going to be better. January, we've got to make a signing. Next summer, there's got to be a big one. And next summer will be a big one, by the way, because we've got so many players running out of contract. There is a lot of players that have got like a year left, the likes of Wilson, Longstaff. We thought Trippier was one of them. Apparently, he's got 2 years left. So there's a lot of work to be done. That's why in this window, at least one player, even if it was Gahey, after the weeks and weeks of an awful saga, if that had got announced today, the buzz might not have been there, but at least the relief would have been there. You would have thought, right, we've got a top centre-back in. Have we overpaid? Of course we have. Mark Gahey, like most defenders, are not worth £70 million. But we've got a young English centre-back in there who's captain of the Premier League, who we've tried to get for weeks on end. He's here. Great. There we go. Him and Botman, partnership sorted for the next 5, 6, 10 seasons. I just feel like we've stagnated. I feel like we've really, really stagnated this summer. Summer of stagnation. Because I wouldn't say we've went backwards. I see a lot of people saying it's been a terrible window that we've actually ended up worse than we started. I don't necessarily agree with that because I think Kelly's a good squad player. I think Asula, we've finally got a third choice he can develop. We've got enough goalkeepers to last a fucking lifetime, apart from Ruddy. You know what I mean? Maybe getting on the bus for now soon. But we've got enough going there where we're all right. The squad's a little bit better. To be positive, I would say this. Well, maybe it isn't actually because getting rid of Minter was never here, so I don't really class Minter. So we've lost Anderson, so that hasn't helped. But now we've got Tonali. So, but the thing is, and why I said we'd still finish top 6, I'll try and be positive, is we finished 4th. Remember, with a worse squad, shall we say? Now no Tonali, then no Livramento, no Hall. So that squad was technically worse on paper, you'd say. But to caveat that, so was everyone else's. Man U that season, even though they got top 4 as well, just finished above us. Somehow wash out, not sure the quality, I suppose. Spurs fell out of it. Chelsea fell out of it. So you had these teams fall out of it. Liverpool fell out of it, remember? Which was mad. But in that season, when we finished 4th, I look at this season, I think We can try and do that again if everyone stays fit. You can look at the start of the season and be concerned again, like a lot of people are saying, well, we've been playing crap in the first 3 games, the 2 league games and the cup game, scraping through all of them. But we're unbeaten and we're finding a way to get results. And I would take that as a good sign, because you'd hope that when we do get into gear and we do start playing well, that things change and then we can push on. Then we can push on. Is one positive, but the worry for me is I don't think, and you seem to say this most years now, don't you, that the Premier League has ever been stronger or harder because of the teams around us. I've never known Brighton to be spending 150 million or whatever they've spent. I've never known, Villa to be this good for this long. Spurs kind of coming back now. Chelsea, West Ham having an unreal window. So, yeah, it's going to be hard. But I tell you what, if Eddie Howe manages it, it'd be unbelievable. It'd be unbelievable. We can be in amongst the mix. But I still think we can. I will be positive to say I still think we can. 1 game a week. Obviously, we're not playing Carabao Cup. We can go far if you keep that Spain, the team fit. When Botman comes back, if Tonali can carry on the way he looked against Forest the other night, if Isak can get amongst the goals and stay fit, if Gordon, so it can be good. But the problem is, without signing top quality players to improve your 11 or hugely improve the bench, is that we're in the same boat that we were in last year. We are 1 or 2 injuries away from a crisis again. Because if Isak, for example, Isak gets injured on Sunday, Wilson's still not back for Wolves after the international break, you're starting Asula. Gordon or Barnes gets injured, you're starting Murphy or Almiron, if they're not starting already, because both of those are left wingers. If Kraft or Byrne gets injured because Shaw's still suspended, or even when Shaw comes back, what are you doing then? Fucking mad. Crystal Palace are saying Eddie Nketiah from Arsenal. There's some last minute transfer news. Is 12 minutes left of the window, everyone. We all know that now it's going to be happening. It's a strange one today, because we woke up this morning, watched that Eddie Howe press conference. All the questions were about transfers, obviously. All the questions were aimed at him, and they were all saying, I know it's difficult and this is probably the hardest conference you've ever had to do. But he was coming out quite defiant, saying, unite together and all that, and we're still trying, we're still open for business, we're still going to go for it. In the reports this morning, we're like, we're going to get Trafford today. We're going to still try and sign James Trafford. We're still in the market, still looking. And then the Anthony Elanga thing came out of nowhere. Remember, we were interested in Elanga at the start of the window, and then now it happens. And then you wait until a few months. If only it was a few months ago, mate, signed him. You wait until the last few hours of the deadline day to put in a 35 million offer, where Forest, you're sitting there thinking, what are you doing? We're not going to sell our best right winger with 5 hours to go. We cannot replace him. We're apparently offering Almiron and cash as well. Yeah, it was just like we had last ditch that one. Did you not think, actually, we should probably try and sign Elanga or a different right winger? Would have been preferable for the past few weeks, maybe? Or were that fixated that we only could possibly talk to Steve Parish, Crystal Palace, and Mark Gahey, that we couldn't contemplate speaking to other players, contemplate thinking about other positions? I thought it was mad. I thought that was mad. But I was that desperate for a sign. I was getting excited at the thought of Elanga. And I thought, yeah, he'll definitely fancy that. He'll want this move all day long. But it was too little too late on Elanga or on anyone, which I think is mad. Honestly, I think it's mad. I really, really do. We have totally cocked up the whole summer. It's been a real shambolic window, a real mess. With Amanda leaving, Mitchell and Bunce coming in, everything, man, absolutely everything. It's been an absolute fucking disaster, an absolute disaster. But I tell you what, we are where we are now. We may as well get behind the boys. Of course, may as well get behind the lads. Starting Sunday. Forget about this window. I am delighted that it is nearly closed. It'll be closed in 9 minutes' time. And we can focus on football. We're just obviously concerned that if we get injuries, or even without, we haven't improved because on Sunday, we've got a right back that cost £2 million starting a centre back. We've got the same right wingers starting that have been here for several years before the takeover even happened. And so obviously that's the worry. That's the big concern. But we've got Gordon, got Isaac, got Bruno. So let's hope we can get there. Let's hope they stay fit, and I still think we will have a good season. I do. If they can stay fit, I would still back us because of Eddie Howe and how well he's done in the past to get European qualification. It's going to be really tough because the teams around us are massively strengthening. But we'll still be positive. We'll still try to be optimistic. We'll still back the lads, of course, from Sunday, and let's hope for a better performance on Sunday because I think it's a positive that we've been grinding out results when we haven't been playing well. But Sunday we need to see a better performance because those performances at the start of the season have been against poor sides. Let's be honest. Southampton newly promoted, they look crap. They've made some good signings though. I think Rams is a good signing for them. Bournemouth, they didn't really get going. They've lost Solanke. The new kid's going to take some time, Evan Nielsen. So that wasn't, they weren't really up to speed. That's another poor side that'll finish mid-table at best. And then Forest, second string Forest in the cup needing penalty shootout after going 1-0 up after 20 seconds. So when Spurs come to town, who are on the same, run as us, 4 points in the league so far. Good manager, good style of play. Let's hope that it stays around and it goes in our favour because we know that it has done so far. We normally love playing Spurs, with their high line. We love playing them. We love smashing them 6-1, 4-0. Hopefully see them again Sunday. I've got a feeling it's going to be a bit different though because of just the way we haven't been up to it yet. I really hope that changes. Obviously, I hope we can come flying out of the blocks on Sunday, but we haven't really looked at ourselves, have we? So far, the press, the intensity, everything hasn't been there. But Sunday's a new month. Sunday is September. Let's get over it now. Leave this summer window behind us. Keep at it. Hope the players stay fit. Back Eddie Howe and the Mags. Best thing that happened is Tonali being back. So looking forward to seeing his display on Sunday. And going for it. Yeah. We can all rant about the window. We can rant about the window and be unhappy at the window. Of course we can. But now that it's closed in 6 minutes, thank God for that. Let's crack on. Let's focus on the football and let's see how it goes. But yeah, put that behind us. Notification from Sky Sports. Raheem Sterling arrives at Arsenal's training ground minutes before the deadline. But apparently 6 hours ago, it was too late to get a deal done for Newcastle. When the Elanga bid got rejected, it was apparently too late to get anything done. Yeah, Raheem Sterling is just rocked up at Arsenal's training ground like it is bloody Peter on and Wingy, Harry Redknapp days. Good move. Man United just going on transfer just to keep you up to date with it as well. Obviously, Man U have signed a Garte. They've spent 50 odd million. Oh, Forest signed another player, £15 million for them on a defender. I wouldn't mind signing a defender for £15 million. Benfica defender Morato. Palace signed Nketiah. Palace signed Chalobah. Hey, I wouldn't mind Nketiah. Third choice. Chelsea give up on Osimhen deal. That's good news. At least they can't sign everyone. Look at that, man. Someone said it earlier in the chat. We talked about it. Palace forward former Palace forward Zaha. Now with Galatasaray, he's joined Lyon on loan. Oh, just a nice little Zaha for us. That would be nice. Sancho, that would be nice. Ivan Toney going to Saudi, by the way. Huge money. He's going to be laughing all the way to the bank. I suppose that's all Tony cares about, isn't it? I suppose that's all he cares about. But good luck to the kid. But my ideas, people. Another transfer window gone by. You say January of last, to be fair, where we haven't strengthened the 11. But the owners still, ambitions of becoming number one. Now we know because of PSR and all that, we kind of quite get there. But again, like we said earlier, we can't blame PSR for not getting Zaha in on loan, even trying. Chalobah. It improves us short term. Chalobah, you may come here and you may be like, oh, he's not great. I'll tell you what, the young English defender is going to be better than old right back from Sweden and Kraft at playing out position at centre back. Surely. Like, those type of moves are putting up appropriate bids earlier for right wingers instead of trying to get Elanga for 35 million with 5 hours to go. However, man, surely someone's got to give there where the organisation, the planning has been better than we'll wait until the last minute or we'll wait 3.5 weeks to try and get Mark Gahey. You know? It's berserk, man. I'll be interested. I'll be interested to see if we do hear from the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, our majority owners, because when you're going on Amazon Prime documentaries and saying, oh, we're going to be number one and we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but then you didn't sign anyone to strengthen your start 11. Yeah, we need some transparency on that. We need more from Eels and Mitchell as well. They both gave interviews back in June in the Adidas headquarters in Germany, talking it up. Darren Eels saying that we will spend to our absolute maximum. So our absolute maximum has ended up being 28 million, technically, on Lewis Hall this summer. 10 million on Asula, 38 million. Vladidomos is rumoured to be about 20 million, and that was just PSR. So see if we've spent 50, 60 million, if you include that mad old 20 million fee for Vladidomos. That was our absolute maximum, was it? For Newcastle United. That was the maximum. When, right, we can say that other clubs around us are strengthening because making player sales and we haven't really been able to do that because Anderson and Minter have accounted for the PSR black hole we found ourselves in from the previous 3 years. So if you're saying that we have only got that much to spend, and again, because, our teams around us are selling players, your Brightons have sold big players, West Ham have sold Rice and whatnot. But Southampton have spent more money than us, man. Championship team. How are they spending more money than us? How are Bournemouth spending more money than us? I know they sold Solanke, but we've sold the odd player. We've got to have more revenue and commercial side of things to battle with that. Surely, honestly, man, it's absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild. I'm going to get your comments in the chat, people. So keep them coming in. Going to keep them coming in. Just see whatever's happening here as we are seconds away from the deadline closing. Seconds away. Journalists here saying they're going to request that Paul Mitchell speaks to them shortly and explains what's gone on. So I would say that the hard thing to take from it here as well is obviously the anticipation. You know what I mean? Like the ambition, the excitement we had with the window. For what it's delivered, that's the killer blow for everyone, isn't it? Really. But there it is, people. We are 1 hour into our live stream, and it is 11 p.m. The summer transfer window is shut. Get in. Thank God for that. Thank God that is over. I am so glad that that is over. Brilliant stuff. There we go. No more. No more rumours. No more hopes. Let's just focus on the football. Get in there. So, this is it, and people. Our transfer activity for the summer of 2024. Incomings: John Ruddy on a free. Lloyd Kelly on a free. Vladidomos, 20 million. PSR reasons. Lewis Hall, 28 million, which is obviously agreed last year. Obligation to buy. William Asula, 15 million. That's it. Those are the 5 players Newcastle United have signed this window. And that's that. That's your lot. Right? That's your lot. So, outgoings. Ryan Fraser left today on a free. Contract mutually terminated. He's joined Southampton on a permanent deal. Paul Dummett left after 20 million years at the club. He went on a free. He's rumoured to be joining Portsmouth with Matt Ritchie. But I reckon he'll come back. I reckon the club will announce him. You can see it happening. Matt Ritchie, as we just said there, left for free. He went to Portsmouth. Good luck, Matt Ritchie. Jeff Hendrick left on a free. I don't even know where he is now. I don't care. Did his contract just run out? Let us know in the comments, people, where Jeff Hendrick is these days. So I haven't got that down. Elliot Anderson left for 35 million to Nottingham Forest. Yankuba Mintner, Starboy, left for Brighton Hove Albion, £33 million. We'll even chuck Dan Ashworth in for 10 million. And then there's a few loan players as well. Harris Nashby joined Queen's Park Rangers today. Joe White, I think, has been out on loan. Jamie Miley went out on loan yesterday. Max Thompson went out on loan the other day. I might have missed out someone else who, isn't going to impact the team as we stand. Excuse me. Out of contract in 2025, so in less than a year's time, Martin Dubravka, John Ruddy, Mark Gillespie, 3 goalkeepers there that which couldn't care about. Jamal Lascelles, big decision to be made on Jamal Lascelles. Still club captain, apparently, So Lascelles is there. Obviously come back from an injury. Hopefully he recovers well. Hopefully he can chip in with a team of the inevitable players that are there now get injured. So what do you do with Jamal Lascelles? Let us know what you think in the chat. What do we do with Jamal Lascelles? Would you give him another year deal, 2-year deal? Let him go for a free? Try and get a bit from in January, which you're not going to get because everyone will just let his contract run down for 6 months. Fabian Shaw, he's got to be given a new deal, hasn't he? His contract's out in 2025, though. Got to be given a new deal. Dan Burn, 2025, he's got to be given a new deal. Jamal Lewis, my days, I forgot about Jamal Lewis. How is he still here? Why haven't he managed to get rid of Jamal Lewis? Wow. How have we still not got rid of Jamal Lewis? Jamal Lewis. How? What? Lewis couldn't even get a loan move. He's on like Norwich in that last year, wasn't he? That's crazy, that like. Absolutely crazy. Lewis. Someone just mentioned the Ukrainian player we bought. I don't think he was Ukrainian, but Pivas. I think he's Serbian, isn't he? Pivas? Yeah, young centre back. No, because he went to the development side. Kraft and Wilson, also players that are running out of contracts in 2025. So Emil Kraft and Callum Wilson. Kraft, I'd give another deal. And what about Wilson? I like Wilson, but we all know he's injured all the time. So I'd be kind of tempted even just to give Wilson a 1-year deal because how are you going to find another striker that can give you his goals for that price range if he's happy to, play a second fill? He's, I guess, manage his game time, his workload. So Aye, I'd be happy enough with that. Let us know what you would do. But yeah, that's that. That's the players that ran out of contract. That's the players that we've got rid of. Sorensen, banging them in at Pompey. Big up Elias Sorensen. Oh, good luck to him. Good luck to Elias Sorensen. Club needs to make a statement. Trevor and Sanusi needs to step up. Well, yeah, that's positive. Obviously, we've decided Eddie Howe said he was going to keep Sanusi. He wasn't going to loan him out. He wants to work with them. Yeah, Joe White's joined MK Dons on loan there. The club have tweeted out. Good luck to Joe White there. Obviously played a bit in pre-season. Fucking hell. But it's just sinking in that the window is actually closed and we really aren't going to sign any players. Reality. That's it. But yeah, I like the look of Sanusi and be given a chance, I guess. Gran Kowal, my God. What a flop. I mean, I know he's only a young lad, but there was high hopes from wasn't after his Australia appearances, but he couldn't even get games in Japan. He can't get games in pre-season. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. Is there any, other option for him? Is there other windows that are still open now? Obviously, the England and Scotland ones closed at 11 for us to buy, but there's normally a few foreign windows, isn't there, that stays open later and where they can make moves. So who knows? There might be another couple of exits on the horizon. Just looking at your chat, Peter. Keep your thoughts coming in. Ian, any free signings available? This is where we're at now. This is where we are at. Beat the Bookies was tuned in for a big rant from you, Matty. You want to rewind it, mate, because the big rant has well and truly been. We've been going over an hour now, mate. So, Ian was asking, any free signings available? Let's have a look, Ian. This is where the mighty PIF own Newcastle United. All right, we are looking at free agents in the market. So, here we are. Okay. I need to find a proper outlet here because that's not true. Free agents. I'll tell you what. Rabiot, midfield. Rabiot in midfield. Someone just mentioned him also and Rabiot. Rabiot is a free agent. He was linked to Liverpool just a year or two ago, wasn't he? Andy Carroll on a free. I'm just going to bring it up, Ian's comment, just so everyone else can see it, because they may think, why the hell is he mentioning Rabiot? So we're going to look through some free signings that are available right now. All right. I'll tell you what, Hermoso is not a bad one. Let me know the chat, people. Why is Hermoso available on a free though? He's 29, the Spanish defender. Mario Hermoso, the centre back. Market value of 25 million. By the way, Rabiot has a market value of 35 million. This is all on transfermarket.com. You can just about see that if the camera can focus. So, listen, Hermoso there, obviously being at Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid most recently, without a club since July. Yeah, Hermoso. Anthony Martial. How is Martial only 28? Doesn't that show how long he's been about for? We do not need another injured player. Even though he used to always score against us. Ooh. He has an interesting one. Memphis Depay. I'd take him. I'd take Memphis Depay, people. Let us know what you reckon. 30 years old. 30 years old. Give him a 6-month deal. Give him till January. And if he's crap, what have you spent in wages? He's earning £0 a week at the minute. Give Depay 50 grand a week. He looked alright in the Euros in spells. But I think he's alright. Is Memphis Depay better than Miguel Almiron? Yeah, I think so. So I wouldn't mind a bit of Depay, like. Andre Gomez, the Portuguese midfielder, 31. Ben Yedder. I used to sign him on FIFA back in the day. He's 34. Don't think we're that desperate. Joel Matip, centre back. Yeah, I tell you what. This is how bleak it is. But if Kraft got injured, we'd be bringing in 33-year-old Joel Matip. Liverpool love him. God, Matt Hummels, 35. Did he play against us last year in the Champions League? We're Brighton trying to sign him. Look at Matt Hummels' trophy cabinet, by the way. He's won a lot. World Cups, all the leagues. Wow. Yeah, obviously he was at Dortmund last season. Memphis Depay and Matt Hummels in for the crack people like it's FIFA 13. Run it back. Dele Alli. If anyone can bring back Dele Alli, it's Eddie Howe. Dele Alli. 28. He's only 28. He's younger than me. Dele Alli. And then it starts getting silly. Dennis Pratt, remember him? Davy Klassen. Willian, 36. He actually wasn't too bad at Fulham, though, was he, Willian? Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, 35 years old, who had the best agent in the history of football. Choupo-Moting playing at really Bayern Munich and PSG and that, man. He's playing the Champions League last year, Choupo-Moting. Right, that's as silly as we're going to get. That's as far as I'm going with that one. Sammy Amiobi says, Richie, what's Sammy Amiobi doing these days? Still 1,200 people watching live. Drop a like if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. Cheers as we'll run through the last few chats before it's bedtime because the transfer window has closed. And that's where we are at, everyone. That is where we are at. Ashton, bloody hell, our transfer window has been shocking. We want to be number one. Saying 60-year-old John Ruddy. It's true. Bring back Maxi. Hey, Maxi's been on to bigger, better things now, mate. Yeah, playing for Jose Mourinho in the Europa League against Man U. I'm looking forward to watching that one. That was the draw today, by the way. That was Man U will be playing Jose and St. Maximin in Europe. Tune in for that one. Definitely get a bet on Maxi. Keegan on a free. Bring back Titus Bramble. Joel's in a huff. I think we all are. Ian, Deli Belly. Sammy Amiobi. What was a scam? Oh dear. Matip is a shout I'm not against. Man, I'll tell you what, mate. He was still playing for Liverpool last year. I mean, when you compare, just give people 6 months deals. Give Matip in Memphis a 6 month deal till January. See how they do. Well, they can't be. They either come in and do good or really well, or they come in and you have a look at them and you think, nah, not quite good enough, or they get 5 minutes here or 20 minutes in the cup. Who cares? It's not like a big risk, is it? It's not like a big shock. It's not like oh god, we've had a nightmare there. You're not really going to lose much. Even having Matip around the training ground, he's won some big major honours. He's been in that Liverpool dressing room with a Klopp. He'd probably bring a thing or two. He'd be giving him the captain's armband. We give out the captain's armband to this leadership group, left, right, and centre, not everyone. He'd be part of that straight away. And Depay, I think fucking Almiron could learn a thing or two off Depay. He's a better finisher. Nah, Depay was shocking at Atleti, says Alex. Oh, too many chats coming in. I have lost them. Colaccini still kicking about, said Harry. Yeah, well, Depay wasn't the best at Atleti. But I tell you what, in the Euros, lots of people, Johnson, Depay, Defo. Depay, no brainer, says Aaron. Class finisher, says Tarek. Depay will be good, says So Logically. Bring back Joey Barton. He's in tune soon for a meet and greet. Depay will be good. Lots of people on the Depay side. Lots of people on the Depay side. Got a nice super chat here. Let's have a look at it. Big up Tom for sending this one in. Really appreciate that one, mate. First one on the show, which is a disgrace, really. We've had over 1,000 people watching for an hour and 50 minutes. It's the first one, but I really appreciate it, mate. And I appreciate the golf ball there is your logo. Golf on yourself. Is this squad even top half capable? Says Tom. Yeah, I would say it's definitely top half capable. Like, I would definitely say it's top half capable, mate. Listen, the away squad got top 4. Remember, we have to remember that. I know we're angry now, we're upset, we're ranting. It's been a really, really disappointing transfer window, but it's still stronger than the squad we had 2 years ago that got top 4. The problem is that other squads around us are stronger, which is going to make it more difficult to get that Champions League position. But it's definitely capable. Of course, it is. I think with Eddie Howe, he can definitely do that as well. Because we'll run through it. I'll run through it with you. I'll put the effort in, Tom, since you've sent this out chatting. I appreciate it. Man City are going to win the league, like they always do. Arsenal finished second. Liverpool finished third. I still want to be mental and see Newcastle finish fourth, but I cannot say that now, can I? I just can't. I've got a feeling Chelsea are actually going to do all right this season. Oh, they're going to get fourth, though. Actually, nowadays, Man U have made a lot of signings. I'm going to have to put Man U there as much as I absolutely hate to do so. That's my top 4. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United. I'm going to say that Newcastle finish 5th. Going to have us just above Chelsea, but it's mad now because we look at Chelsea's team and they've got Cole Palmer and Neto, and if they had got Osimhen, that would be the mental. Caicedo, Enzo, if they got these players going, the squad's there on paper. It's a long sheet of paper. I got Newcastle finish 5th, Chelsea 6th, Spurs 7th, Aston Villa 8th. I think they'll struggle with Europe as well. 9th, West Ham. 10th, Brighton. I think Fulham will do all right this season. So there's my quick top 10. But yeah, that squad surely capable of getting top off. I think it's still got capabilities to get top 5. I mean, listen, if we keep everyone fit, and that's a big if, I know, but if we kept the main men fit, if Tonali stays fit and kicks on, I hope Isak, Bruno, Gordon, Botman comes back, Pope stays fit in net, then I think we'll have a good season. That could be enough for top 5, top 6. I think if in January Mitchell actually has a fucking idea and has a list of players he wants, and how can work with them, and we can get even a centre back in or that right winger in, and top 4 could be done. If we can carry on the momentum, then top 4 could be done. If we actually sign a decent player in January or 2, we'll be laughing. So there's some positivity for you after an hour and 80 minutes of doom and gloom. KSK, the list, I just Googled it, mate. But it was on Transfer Market. You missed Liverpool. I didn't, mate. I had Liverpool finish 3rd on that one. Palace will get relegated. I can't say that, mate. Palace getting relegated? Nah, I think, listen, they've signed Chalobah on loan defender. They've signed that other defender, Lacroix, who's going to be good. They've kept a hold of Eze, amazing. They've kept a hold of Mateta. They've signed Nketiah. They've got Adam Wharton. Mate, I've got Glasner, really good coach. Got Gahey. I mean, Palace will do all right, mate. Spurs are going to beat us. I think we'll come back tomorrow for a Spurs preview on that one. People are saying we're going to finish 4th. Villa will get top 4 again. What a load of bollocks this is. The club, I'm going to call this right out. The club gave you exclusive access. The club haven't given me any exclusive access at all. And that didn't make me grow at all. Tell you what, 7 years of making YouTube videos made me grow, not exclusive access, which I've never got from the club. I have backed the club throughout the whole transfer window, but I will be honest and say it as it is all the time and say that I'm not happy with the transfer window like every other single fan. And you should be appreciating me being honest and not being blindly backing the club just to try and stay on this exclusive access side, which is a load of shite anyways. That's a load of shite. I haven't been given exclusive access at all. That's a massive, massive lie. You know, I get more likes and subs off other stuff, mate. I don't need to do videos on that at all. That is just absolute nonsense. You're talking crap. I actually stayed positive and tell everyone to stay patient all summer long. And then when deadline day is gone and we haven't signed a single player that's strengthened the 11, you want us to just blindly lie. Shame on you, mate. Take your fucking views elsewhere. Grow up. Been going on for too long, that stuff. Hey, Matty, live a channel. Keep up the great work. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Someone who's actually sound and speaks sense of that nutter. Right then, let's get into the last few comments before we sign out of what has been a long old transfer deadline day stream. There's DJ's talks there. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Ooh, Brighton to finish fourth. Bold shout. Bold old shout. Great channel, Matty, made cheers for that. Adam. You now, DJ. Are you surprised to see Diaby go? I am. I'm surprised to see. It hasn't been officially announced. She actually has it. Tony going to Saudi, but man, it's the money in it. It's the money. So Diaby, we wanted to sign him, and then he's had a season at Villa, and they've went there. But again, that's another bit of money that they have looked at and thought, well, Villa have took the money and they've reinvested it. They've reinvested it. So we got. Palace signing Chalobah loan as well as the nail in the coffin, says Mike. Absolutely. Cheers, K's. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. Of course I do, man. Of course I do. We'll always keep it real. We'll always keep it organic. We'll always say it how it is. Got to be done. I ain't getting paid by anyone. Nobody pays me up. You know what I mean? It's my channel. I say what I want. 100%. Big up Adam from watching from the start. Cheers, everyone. Appreciate the support, man. Newcastle 9th, says Tony. Whoa. I tell you what, if we did end up finishing, imagine, I can't even imagine it. I don't want to. Thinking about Newcastle finishing that far out, it's crazy, isn't it? Really now, considering last year with Europe and the injury crisis and everything, still finishing 7th, 8th, whatever it was, but obviously getting stitched off in all Europe. Yeah, Blues keep that. Wow. What about bloody Kepa, by the way? Bournemouth signing Kepa. Mad. That bloke was playing for Chelsea, world record fee, 70 million. Went to Real Madrid. Now he's at Bournemouth. Kepa as a regular. Would you happily finish 10th if we win a cup this season? Mate, I'd happily finish 16th if we win a cup this season. Honestly, keep me in the league and win a cup. I'll take getting beat every week, but obviously stay in the league and win the cup. Never see one in my lifetime. Seen us obviously get beat in the Carabao Cup final 2 years ago. Just seen us again as an England fan lose another final. So to actually see us win a cup would be a very pleasant change. Right. At least we are not in the Championship with Sunderland. Says Beard Bandit. Well, of course, it could always be worse. Of course it could. We could still be Mike Ashley. We could still be in the Championship. We should have kept Ashworth. Says God Emperor. Sergio Ramon. I guess that's Ramos on the free. Don't think he's on a free. He's signed for someone, any? How was last season? I think says DJ. Do you know what it is? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. For a number of reasons. I think how was last season could be for one because of England. If England came officially calling, that could be a way that he leaves. I don't think he should be under much pressure at all with that squad, unless we were 14th. I don't think anything less. Top 8 should be the goal. Top 7, try and get some form of European football, but with how tough the teams around us are now. But another way he could leave is if PIF say it a different way, which I think would be harsh on him since they haven't really backed him this window or the last one. But they may think, well, this is an opportunity to get our man in now, get a big name in, get a more proven winner, and if you like, everyone, I keep hearing it all the time when I go on these other shows. Other fans are saying to me, "Oh, Eddie Howe's just your Mark Hughes manager, and then you're going to get your big name manager through the door." I've heard that for ages now, so on that sense, I could see it, but I'd be surprised, DJ. I wouldn't agree with you thinking it was the last, but yeah. Right, last few comments, people. Really appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Still nearly 1,000 people watching live for nearly an hour and a half. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Loads of comments coming in, so let me just run through them here. Done well to make that paint last hour and a half, haven't I? Where are we at? Would you exchange Longstaff for Paul Pogba? Nah, scored the winning penalty, didn't he, man? Jolly boy. Need to spend big in January, says Reese. I'd take 16th as well if it meant win the cup, says Craig. Huge pressure on the team to bail the club out now, says Michael. I would concave on that one. Excuse me. Last couple of chats, people. Shocking window, but what's done is done. Let's press on, says Meg. Absolutely. It is what it is. Window's closed now. Let's focus on the football. Back the lads on Sunday afternoon. Can't wait for the game still. And let's hope we can perform some miracles like we did 2 years ago to get top 4. Beat Tottenham and then 2 weeks off, says Colton. Indeed. International break. I'm ready for it now. I normally hate international breaks, but I'm absolutely buzzing for it. I cannot wait. I'm so pleased the window is shut now. We've done daily videos for months on end. And I could deal with the international break. Could I not? So yeah, I'm looking forward to the international break as well. Get that on the go. Beat Tottenham and going to that in a winning thing would be perfect. I'm actually kind of excited to see Lee Carsey's England as well, to be honest. I like how he's picked his own team. He's picked loads of the youngsters that he's obviously worked with in the youth setup. Your Tinos, even your Angel Gomez and stuff like that. At least he's doing something different, not picking like Harry Maguire and that. So yeah, there's that, and then you can just relax a little bit. And then we're prepared for what will be a huge, busy week when we are back after the international break, because you've got Wolves away, Wimbledon away, and then Fulham away. 3 away games in 7 days. So that's going to be mad. Shows that one, DJ. Definitely tired and deflated, mate. I'm under the weather now, to be fair. So the combination of the pints and the flu isn't the best. Jesse, appreciate that. You can just hit the super chat button. Should be like a $sign or something under the video. You can click join to become a member. But we've just got another super chat there. I'll just bring it up. Right. Here we go. Let's get through this and then we're done. Thanks very much, Jimmy Barr. Appreciate that one, mate. The Australian dollars. How have we not gone in for Kiers at 10 million and 80 grand per week? What have we done? Well, it's a good point, Jimmy. And I think it's a solid place to finish off on, because when we're hearing all this talk, and some of it's true, but I think some of it's exasperated, where we're constantly being fed information about PSR this and PSR that, and FFP means we can't do this, and FFP stops us from progressing, and then you've got an Italian international, 26 years old, available for £10 million. Now, there's no reason, FFP or not, Mike Ashley could have afforded a Chiesa at 10 million quid, right? Mike Ashley could have afforded that. So I'm not here for it. Yeah. Listen, even today, 5 hours ago, tried to sign Anthony Elanga for 35 million quid. So you can't tell me that there wasn't £10 million of PSR there to spend on a Chiesa. Of course there was. Absolutely was. So, aye, I agree, mate. To not even going for it, to not even try and persuade him to come here instead, because he's going to go to Liverpool and he's not going to start, is he? He's not going to start out with your Salahs and that. So we could have went in and said, "Tell you what, Kaiser, you're on 80 grand a week. Liverpool offering you 80 grand a week. We'll give you 110, and you start." And Tonali's here, and he'll tell you just how much you will be adored and backed by this passionate fan base. Yeah. So that's that. And that's what we should have done. That's what we should have done. But I'm with you, Jimmy. I don't know why we didn't. Uh, did we get one more super chat there? Big up the last minute super chats. Nice one, Paul. Cheers for that one, mate. Appreciate it. All the best, matey. Chin up, mate. Toonami. Yeah, Toonami it is now. Let's cheer on the Toonami. Let's cheer on the boys from Sunday and get behind them. Listen, it's going to be a big season ahead. We've got to forget about the window now. There's no point in dwelling on it. It's closed now. Done. Past is the past. Let's concentrate on the present and hopefully get excited for the future. Because 2025, them transfer windows have got to be better, surely. But the season is the focus now. Sunday against Spurs. Let's keep up the unbeaten run. Let's get 3 points. Let's put another 6 past them. Yeah, smash them. And go at the international break on a high. Got worse star players still. At least we've kept the hold of Bruno, Isaac, Gordon. Botman's coming back. Tonali's already back. Eddie Howe's still the manager. There's still things to be positive at the tune. All right. Of course, it could have been better. Should have had a better transfer window. Done now. Let's focus on the pitch. Let's get St. James Park on Sunday. Cheer the lads on. Get a big 3 points. And hopefully have another successful season. Who knows? Maybe even a trip to Wembley again. That would be extra lovely. We did it 2 years ago. With a worst squad. We did it 2 years ago. Let's hope we can do it again. Right then, everyone. Cheers for watching. Really appreciate all of you that have tuned in for this 1 hour and 33-minute long live stream reaction to the transfer window. Always subscribe if you haven't already. Always give it a like. Drop me comments below if you're watching it back. Stay tuned to my channel TV. I'll probably be back tomorrow, to be fair, already with a Spurs preview. So stay locked in for that one. And then obviously Sunday evening, all your matchday content will be there. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good night. See you again soon.